In your community at 8:20 this morning, coming up on Friday, the legendary rock band Emerson, Lake and Palmer is reuniting thanks to the help of modern digital technology and show footage, kicking off the fall 2023 tour right here in Rochester. And it's going to be an unforgettable show.
Absolutely. This morning we're learning more about the Welcome Back, My Friends, Return of Emerson, Lake and Palmer tour with the true rock legend himself, drummer Carl Palmer. Thank you for being here.
More than welcome. It's nice to be here. Second time, I believe.
Yes. Welcome back to the show. We appreciate it. And this show coming up it's a big one for you.
It's big from the point of view, it's probably the only show of its kind which is touring at the moment, because this is using actual footage from a DVD that was released in the early 90s. And this DVD was recorded at the Royal Albert Hall in London, 2 nights. It was a 5-camera shoot, but the audio was recorded separately, which enables me to do today what I'm doing. So you see Greg and Keith on these large screens singing, playing. It's being mixed that night because all the tracks are individual, and my drums have been wiped and I'm playing them along with them as if it was the real band there. But they're on film. I'm on the 3rd screen. Not all the time. We use that for vintage footage as well.
But because I'm sorry to interrupt, but because it's being mixed right there, it's truly a live performance.
It's 100% live. As I said, it couldn't be done unless the audio tracks, and I mean all of the keyboards, all of the drums, the voices, bass guitar, lead guitar, acoustic guitar, bass pedals, whatever, unless that was all on a separate line, audio, you wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. So it took me, I think we're looking at between 9 to 11 weeks to do all the editing, to get me out of the footage, because I was already in it, right? And by the time that was done, the audio thing was easy because the drums are gone. I'm going to play them that night, and we're going to mix the keyboards and the voice and the bass guitar around it, and that would be it. So the real time was doing the editing. But the beauty of it is, if you go to see a hologram, you know it's a hologram. You just know that. And I did try. I tried with various companies on the West Coast, one in Canada as well, actually. It's too spooky for me. I figured if I could use the guys at the top of their game, the best they could ever have been, and that was the mid-90s, so that was it, really. I need to do it. The DVD was released. It did have a release. It was on Sanctuary. It got released, and then 3 weeks later, Sanctuary sold out to Universal, which meant that this DVD had 0 sales, probably on a global level, less than 12,000. At the time, we were going mad, pulling our hair out. But right now, that works for me because not many people have seen it. So, and having the availability, I say again, of the audio tracks being separate enabled me to do this. And we've used an AI program as well to enhance certain things, to clean up. When it's a little bit grainy or the light's too red or whatever, you know, we've used that in places, and it's just incredible what you can do. I mean, I'm truly grateful I'm still alive and we could do this type of stuff.
It sounds like the process of putting this together really fascinating, but hearing you explain it, it sounds like you thoroughly enjoyed this process.
Well, the first 3 weeks were a little bit emotional, dealing with the other guys, you know, because I lost both of them in 2016. But to tell you the truth, once I got past the 3 weeks, it was, you know, men at work. Let's get this done. This has to be the best it can possibly be, and let's do it. And it will be real, and the only show out there that's like this. So that was the deal, really. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And the shows, it's a little bit strange when I hear the click in my ear, and I look up, and there's Keith ready to play. It's like, that's where he's always been. Wow. You know, so it's odd, but it's a great, great feeling. This is the way they would have liked to have done it.
And we're going to leave it at that. We're going to head to break right now. We're going to have more with you right after the break. Stick around. We're back after local headlines.
We're back now with more from rock legend and drummer of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Carl Palmer.
He's getting ready for his upcoming tour. It's called Welcome Back, My Friends, Return of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, this Friday at the Theater at Innovation Square. Pretty incredible stuff. We were talking about the process of putting this show together, and it's taken about a year, you said, now.
Well, we've been touring it for about a year. It started this time, 2022, and obviously we needed to take it out there, see what needed adjusting, which we did, and it's brought us right up to, now. So we've given it a good run, and it's well lubricated and it all works. We've changed screens around, we've changed projectors or whatever. You know, it involves quite a few people doing the switching between 3 screens. Obviously, whatever's been edited has to be up there. But for example, on the center screen, I show a lot of vintage footage. If it's Greg singing and he's singing Lucky Man, which was one of our big hits that we had way back when, probably before you two were even born. But I'd have him catching this fish on a screen in the centre of the stage, which is from a BBC documentary. So, oh, what a lucky man he is, and then he pulls the trout out of the river. So it was just trying to get all these finer points and trying to put some real, you know, human life into
Thought and heart, it sounds like you put into this.
And the families are involved, the Emerson family and the Lake family. I mean, they approved everything. We figured this was the best way to do it. And and they participate in whatever, you know, the financial rewards are. So for me, it's I'm doing it out of duty, really, more than anything else. I feel I should do this, and I want to do it because the technology allows us to do it with the quality that the public would expect. I mean, I'll be very honest with you, it's not iMac. It's not IMAX type of quality because it was recorded in the mid-90s.
Right.
But with AI programming, you can actually bring this thing right up. So it looks that much better again. So if the timing can be perfect.
Well, and I apologize. When it's being done with heart, it just makes it that much more special.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you need the material to be able to use that will make it work, that you can work with. And I've got it, and we've got it. So, you know, luck was on our side.
What emotions are you feeling before Friday's performance?
I don't feel any, to tell you the truth. I only feel gratitude for all the great music we played together and that I can resurrect it and bring it to everyone now. I mean, I think on the last few dates we did a few months back, we did some testimonials, and I've noticed that there were some younger people in the audience, which I always like to see. And when I say younger, I mean we're talking like 27, 20, 30s, you know, early 30s. And they'd been told possibly by their grandfather, come along and check this out. This was the band I went to see. And when they come along and they can see it as close to the real thing and they enjoy it, for me, wow, that's rewarding, you know. Because the music, Emerson, Lake and Palmer was never a rock band. You need to understand that, first of all. We were very eclectic in what we played. We played a lot of classical adaptations, like Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition, but with contemporary instruments. You know, we didn't have a lead guitar in the band. Greg played a tiny little bit, but mainly bass. So we were keyboard driven. So we weren't like a normal rock band, and he had a choir boy voice. So this whole thing was completely different. And then to bring that into the United States and then accept it, which has always been the most acceptance we've had globally, you know, for us was a dream come true. So to actually bring it all back again in this new form, this new way, with the quality where it is, for me, it's a dream.
I have to imagine over the course of the past year touring this, you know, you said you've started doing just a handful of shows and we're building up towards something bigger. But I have to imagine the response has been pretty fantastic. Otherwise, we wouldn't be to this point, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, but it's been crossed, to tell you the truth. I've had some people say, why are you doing that? Why are you digging these guys up and doing this and doing that? I say, because we can. And the families want to do it, and the technology allows us to do it to the standard these guys would like. And I'm really only too happy to be doing this right now. And then you get the other thing. You get people come up and they start crying in front of me. Carl, I've got to thank you for doing this. It's so fantastic. And I go, that's okay, that's fine. You know, it's the right thing to do. It's the right time. It's the right space. You know, enjoy it. So there's been crossed emotions. They've definitely been, you know, 50-50, but now we've just gone to the other side where people are saying, wow, this is how it should be done. And this possibly is the future of music. You know, when bands eventually all do die, but you love that music, there will be a way of seeing them again, providing they've got footage which has audio lines which were recorded separately with any AI programming and things. I'm in belief that this will be something which will always be there. Instead of seeing a cover band, you want to go and see the real, oh, but didn't they all die 50 years? No, we've got them. We've got them. we can.
You know, you're probably on something.
And that's probably going to be the new digital way, and that's what will happen.
That's incredible. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. You do not want to miss the show. It is Friday, November 3rd, theater at Innovation Square. We're going to post all of the information you at home need to know to get tickets to catch that show. Thank you once again for your time. An absolute pleasure.
Time right now is 8:36. Marty has weather first after the break.